Hello, in this video we're just going to make a quick hardware size comparison of the Huawei Ascend P7 with other smartphones that are available on the market or you may have actually handled. So here's the P7, and what we'll do is we'll compare it first to the P6, the device which it actually replaces. So whilst this is a dummy model, you'll see some clear similarities in terms of the design, in the layout of some of the ports and controls, the design theme, and also the curvature there. You can see how the size differs. The P7 is the bigger of the two, both in height and width. Very similar in thickness. Design is slightly different between the two there. Then we have the Sony Xperia Z2, which the Huawei looks quite similar to. It's got that gloss slab design. So you can see that the Z2 is the bigger of the two devices, both in height and width. Thickness wise, there's not a lot in it, but the P7 is the thinner of the two. But you can see how the design on the back looks different, but quite similar between the two handsets. And naturally the Z2 is the heavier of the two devices. We've then got the LG G2. So if we stack this up in terms of actual height comparison, they're fairly similar. The G2 is just marginally wider, but it'd be really hard pushed to tell, and it's got more of a curvature to the side. So that's more apparent when you look at it side on, that the G2 is more curved rather than the thicker P7, although the P7 is very thin, the curvature helps in the actual hand. The look of it's quite different, and the overall weight, the G2 is the heavier of the two handsets. We then have the HTC One M8. So this is definitely bigger, but there's more curvature to the device around the corners. So width-wise, very comparable, but the M8 is just marginally wider. Height, the M8 is the taller of the two handsets. Very different design, got aluminium and glass. And the weight, the M8 is the heavier of the two as well. Slightly smaller handset, the Sony Xperia Z1 Compact. Now you can see that the P7 is the taller of the two devices. It's also quite a bit thinner. There's quite a big difference in screen size, so when you bear in mind this is a 4.3 against a 5-inch display, it's quite impressive how slim the P7 is. But a similar design look to it as well, with the camera positioning and things like that. We've got an iPhone 4 here, so quite a big size difference, curvature and everything as you'd expect. Similar design theme on the side with the silver banding. But the P7 is the thinner of the two devices when you sit them side by side. You get an idea there of the two, both of glass construction. And finally, the Samsung Galaxy S4. So a similar overall form factor, although the S4 is more sweeping around the corners and the edges. Similar banding. Different construction, glass to plastic, but they're both equally matched in terms of the hardware, quite similar between the two devices. So that's a quick hardware size comparison of the Huawei Ascend P7 against some other smartphones. Thanks for watching.